Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our talk show, Taiwan Tonight. I'm Joey Chen. As we all know, ideas are powerful, and it is the mass media that implants ideas in our mind and links individuals to the world. Among all news media, TV news is one of the most acceptable and popular type for people of all ages. As a result, how news is presented can certainly influence the audience in various ways. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to make comparisons on the characteristics of TV news between two different places. There are Taiwan and a city only 800 kilometers away, Hong Kong. What's more, we have invited two experts to join our show tonight. Let's put our hands together to welcome Sammy Yang from Hong Kong and Claire Liu from Taiwan.
Thank you, Joy. Before we go into details, I would like to help all of you form a more clear image in mind. So let us demonstrate TV news broadcasts in Taiwan and Hong Kong. Suppose an NT student or Hong Kong University student is caught for sexually harassing several of his classmates in the past 6 months. TV news in Taiwan will probably report this story with pictures of the offender drinking alcohol, with the anchor saying,
a student from the prestigious National Taiwan University, which is the top university in Taiwan, had been accused of sexually harassing his classmates for the past 6 months. Now, this guy is the so-called Dong Shao, who lingers in nightclubs and has a problem of excessive drinking. Now, this is no doubt a big scandal to NTU, and people wonder why such a winner in life could possibly commit such a terrible crime. Now, let us invite his classmate Maddie to share with us how he behaves at school.
Well, I don't know him very well, but he's a little bit strange, especially after he broke up with his girlfriend last year.
by contrast, if this took place in Hong Kong, it would be highly probable to get presented like this.
An HKU student has been accused of sexually harassing his classmate. The incident revealed the lack of moral education in schools and families, and possibly the loophole in the school's reporting and help-seeking system.
The above demonstration may seem exaggerated, but it is actually reasonable after we consider the features of TV news in Taiwan and Hong Kong. In the following, we are going to take turns to comment on the main differences among TV news channels in Taiwan and Hong Kong, and then we will conclude our reflections about the influence of TV news on audience. First of all, Joey, would you like to start first?
Okay, well, sure. The main difference I've spotted is dramatic versus plain. In Taiwan has a desperate thirst for audience's attention. Their titles are often jaw-dropping, and broadcasts usually contain surprising photos and videos.
Sure, but is there any reason behind this?
Well, the competition among TV channels have tensed up since 1987, when the government abolished the martial law and relieved media control. So currently, there are 14 different TV news channels in Taiwan and several related talk shows. Therefore, the old plain reporting styles have failed to secure the audience. Instead, those which involves homicide or sex with lots of descriptions is largely covered to satisfy the target audience. So what's the condition like in Hong Kong, Sammy?
Well, in stark contrast, there are only two major TV channels in Hong Kong, ATV and TVB. Since there's no worry about the ratings, the news reporting style in Hong Kong is rather plain and serious. It emphasizes more on the remedies after the events as well as the social reflection, rather than adding dramatic effects to excite the audience.
Well, thank you, Sammy. So now, let us take a look at some statistics. According to the Press Freedom Index, Taiwan enjoys rather more press freedom than Hong Kong. In year 2014, Taiwan was ranked 50 in the world, while Hong Kong has suffered a dramatic drop 61 since year 2002. What more do you think, Claire?
Well, in my opinion, there's another stark contrast that I would like to compare, which is sided versus neutral. This part deals with sensationalism.
Well, that's interesting. What's sensationalism?
Good question, Joy. Sensationalism is used to describe the bias made by media to provoke public interest or excitement at the expense of accuracy. Actually, sensationalism is more serious in Taiwan than in Hong Kong. Taiwan TV news usually conveys strong political stances while adding emotional descriptions to persuade the audience. For instance, during the Sunflower movement earlier this year, there are many different news, but they report contradicting reports even when it came to the supposedly solid data. And what's the condition in Hong Kong, Sammy?
I think that even though Hong Kong news media tends to avoid reporting some sensitive political news, seldom are there statements related to personal feelings. TV news in Hong Kong sticks rather firmly to the principle of not taking sides. For example, when a suspect was caught, TV news in Hong Kong would simply report the facts about the news. However, when similar cases happened in Taiwan, there would be more detailed descriptions regarding the suspect's private life, or even quotes of subjective comments from websites in order to form a negative impression. In this case, the dichotomy between good and bad, at least in the audience's mind, becomes distinct even before the truth is fully discovered.
That was a great analysis, Sammy. Now, the final difference we have noticed is local versus international. Now, I have a little quiz for the audience. On the screen, there are several TV news titles, which includes several international news from all around the world. So which TV channel do you think these titles come from? A Hong Kong TV news channel or a Taiwanese TV news channel? If you think it comes from a Hong Kong TV news channel, please raise your hand. Well, good. It seems that most of our audience got the correct answer, Sammy.
Indeed, there is a high percentage of international news in Hong Kong due to its unique position in the global society. Here is evidence that the international news was all reported on the Hong Kong TV news channel on the 13th of November, whereas few of them here appeared in Taiwan news programs.
Well, now I remember, a famous Taiwanese movie director, Li An, once criticized that Taiwan TV news programs is short of international news. Instead of international news, Taiwan TV news media seek to favor local entertainment-related issues. For example, earlier, there was news everywhere about Taiwanese writer's disloyalty to his girlfriend. The news reported extreme details about how the two men fell in love and reacted after the affair was discovered. The reason to this phenomenon can be that Taiwan, due to the intense competition mentioned before, resources to get and interpret international news. So therefore, we often get international news directly from America or Europe, which in turn alienate our audience from some certain issue because it is short of our own observations and explanations. Whereas gossip are easy to get and to comment on. So therefore, Taiwan TV news is gradually bombarded by entertainment.
So let me summarize our observations today. There are mainly 3 points we discovered between the difference of Taiwan TV news and Hong Kong TV news. First one, dramatic versus play. Second, sided versus neutral. And local versus international.
The value of our speech tonight is not only a showcase of a cultural difference, it also serves as a reminder that different styles of TV news can create different kinds of audience. We can notice that how TV news presents something, that is, in what ways and self they present news, possess power strong enough to affect our emotions and beliefs.
And therefore, while appreciating the media for opening our eyes to the society and the world, we audience have to be very careful to maintain an objective and neutral perspective. From seeing to believing, let's first pause in between and remind ourselves the significance of retaining the autonomy of our own thoughts.
So that's all for today's show. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Claire. And thank you all for watching Taida tonight. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
谢谢第8组为